What's going on, everybody? So today we're doing another little video. I just wanted to do a quick walk around of the car because it's going to be in the garage. But I did get Grime Time Central. We're at the Grime Time Central station, at the train station. It's no good. I was just washing the wheels. I used the poor boy's wheel cleaner, but as you can see, my cousin messed around with the spray nozzle and I got water on my car when I didn't want to. But I don't know if you can tell, there's just a dirt layer, and here is obviously on our cars the worst. But I wanted to, that's great, I wanted to wash the wheels first, bring the car inside, and do a rinseless wash video again. Now, some of you guys that know me and have been watching these videos before, you're gonna say, hey, HonestlyOCD, didn't you do a rinseless wash video? Yes, I did. And some of you guys that know me on my Instagram are gonna know that my dumb ass completely deleted the video and never had it backed up. So there you go. So you may be asking, why is this video different? What am I gonna learn about in this video that I'm not gonna learn about in the last one? Well, first of all, you don't have the other video to go back to as a reference. That's gone. It's in the past. We're moving forward. Forward is a good place to move to. So what we're gonna be doing here is we're gonna have Optimum No Rinse in my blue bucket. We're gonna have Wolfgang Uber Rinseless Wash in my red bucket. So what I'm gonna do is alternate different panels. I suppose that's the best way to do it. And I'm gonna, spray it on there, do my little pre-spray, wipe it off like I would normally do it, and dry it off. And I'm just gonna see if I feel a difference, if I see a difference, if there's any difference, because I did use this and I was impressed, but obviously this is my go-to. I've had this for a long time. Okay, so as I mentioned, we did do this video already. We did, but things happen. Mostly me being stupid, and I deleted the video. I messed up big time. So basically what we got here is my way of saying sorry, because apparently some people actually liked this video. I'm hoping this one turns out as decent, and I'm gonna make sure I back this up. But let's give you a quick rundown of what's happening. As you saw, I did a walk around of the vehicle on the outside, just in case you needed to see it on the inside a little bit. As you can tell, my paint is not like bad, but there is a layer of dirt that I don't know if it's gonna pick up on here or not. It's hard with shiny paint. This might be really good here. Yeah, here we go. There's just a layer of dirt. To me, I don't think I really need to wash the car, but here's the thing. This is where it gets tricky with rinseless washes. You have to decide personally whether or not you're pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable to wash dirt-wise and what's not. Me, right now, I don't feel like this paint is horrible. I feel like this is moderate. I feel like the big problem I'm having is here. This is the typical area where dirt is a super big issue for me. And honestly, that's the area I'm more frightened about. So what I'm gonna end up doing is saturating that area more with a pre-soak, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. But this is just a quick rundown part 2. So let's talk about the process. Here's gonna be the process. The last video I made, I basically just covered directly O&R. Now with this method, you don't need 2 buckets. So what I thought to myself was, in the comment section, just like I mention every time in every video, I take your comments, your words, your advice to heart. Some of the things in the last video that obviously you're not going to be able to see because they're all deleted, but some of the things, try Uber Rinseless Wash from Wolfgang. Try Uber Rinseless Wash from Wolfgang. I heard this probably like 5 different times. So I bought it. I did try it once before, so now what I'm going to do is try it side by side in a way. I'm going to try to make this interesting. It's not going to be some scientific way, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a panel with one method. I'm going to do a panel with another method. I'm going to feel, is the cloth drag differently? We'll go over the smells. We'll go over, is there any difference in shine? I don't think that there really is going to be, but I know smell-wise this is very, very pleasant, so I don't know. The other comment that I got from the last video, I was doing a quote-unquote pre-soak with Poor Boy's Spray and Wipe. A lot of you were like, why are you using a different product? Why don't you just, use what you're using in a bottle and spray it on. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm doing. I have a bottle here with a spray ratio of this, of Optimum No Rinse in there, and I have a bottle here with a spray ratio for the Uber Rinseless. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to put the towels in there, and I guess you would call this the Gary Dean method, where I'm going to basically have the towels inside the buckets, which already have water in both of them, same amount of water. So I'm going to soak like 6 towels in each one. I usually use around anywhere between 8 to 11 towels for a vehicle. Now, what you have to realize is that is something you really want to take into consideration. Do not use too small of an amount of towels. Basically what you're going to be doing is using a towel. Some areas, the lower parts especially, are going to gunk up the towel super quick. So what you're going to do is you're going to be watching your towel as you're wiping. I see some people and they're just taking the towel and they're just going like this. Fuck no, what are you doing? Like, that might work in your brain, but to me, I'm swiping and I'm investigating. I'm swiping and I'm investigating. I'm looking. If I see a dirt patch on that, I'm not going to keep rubbing that shit into my paint. Like, you gotta find a way to gently caress this shit off the paint. It's the only way I could word it. You know what I mean? You gotta find a way to gently massage the junk off your trunk. Literally, because there's a lot of junk on my trunk. That's not good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over the towels real quick, and then we're just gonna start into this. So before we get into the towels, obviously this is Optimum No Rinse. So basically the instructions for this particular product are to add 1 ounce to 2 gallons of water into a bucket. You're gonna basically soak the towel in the bucket and, you know, clean the surface and dry off. It's a no-brainer product. It's been proven time and time again, and it's a very good product. Now you have the Uber Rinseless Wash. So basically what this one says is take 1 ounce of this concentrate into a bucket containing 3 gallons of water. So same premise, you're going to soak the wash mitt in the solution, and it says for 2 minutes though. This is actually giving you a time of 2 minutes. Wash 1 panel at a time, starting at the top of the vehicle. After you wash the panel, immediately dry it using, see, they tell you guzzler towels. You can use any towel. And it says don't swallow it. So it smells good, don't drink this shit. Now let's discuss towels. In my previous video, these are the towels I used. Now, the reason I like these towels is going to be apparent in a minute. It's kind of a personal preference. I think the one thing you always want to make sure when you're dealing with a towel for a rinseless wash is you want something with some kind of nap. If you can see that there's like a texture, there's a nap here, but if you flip it over, this is like a polishing, buffing type side. It's very flat. There's nothing to catch dirt. You don't want that. You want something like this. Now this is considered a very, what is this? There's a mark on this one. We're not using that towel then. So we're gonna go on to this one. This is considered a low pile, like a low type of nap on this towel. I actually prefer that, considering I'm not smushing it into the paint. I'm basically going to be taking it like this, you know. I'm going to be doing little sections. I'm going to swipe, I'm going to get a line on the towel, and then I'm going to move that down, and I'm going to keep working my way through the towel. I'm going to have 4 sides to work. I will not be using this side, and then once I'm done with this, I'm going to put it aside. That towel is done. We move on to another towel. That's basically the idea. So like I said, this is what I was using last time. Now, let me show you other examples of what you could use. Personally, I don't like them. Here are 2 examples of popular, like, rinseless wash towels. They're very soft. They have more pile on it. This one has tons more. It looks like a freaking cartoon character. This looks like the freaking Cookie Monster. So, I don't really want to wipe my car down with the Cookie Monster. Now, the problem with these, I've always found, is they do shed, I guess. I've washed these. I know people are going to say, oh, you got to wash them and then they won't shed anymore. I don't know about you, but, you know, as soon as they get wet, it's like a wet dog, and sometimes you get, like, little fibers on it. I just don't like the way it feels. Like, they feel good dry. They're nice. They're soft. But as soon as you dunk this in water, okay, I'm going to dunk it, and now look at it. Now look. I feel like it's... There's the nap is gone. It's like, it's almost like there's too much fiber, and now it's just like, now it's hard. You know what I mean? Like, to me, if I'm rubbing this on my paint, it's more stiff. I don't like this. I'm not a fan of this. This one's probably a little bit better. You know, you dunk it in the water, and then you rinse it, and it's, you know what I mean? It's kind of, because it's shorter, it's not as bad. but obviously the towel I like is it still has gaps, it still retains, and it's not, I don't know, these would have worked for me. I haven't had scratches washing a rinseless method yet. I don't anticipate having it because I do take precautions against it. So like I said, you can use other towels, obviously, you know, short to medium nap, in my opinion, I'm not a professional, but in my opinion would be better. The longer nap towels, I mean, if you're down with that, you know, that's cool. So what we're gonna do is, you know, we're gonna keep the towels folded in the direction, like I said, not the short nap. So we're gonna keep them folded in the regular. And then obviously, like I just found there was something in the towel, inspect it before you throw it in there. Look at everything. Look at all the sides. Do you see any marks? Do you see any fibers? Do you see anything and anything? If not, you're good. Don't get in. So 3, 4, I'm probably gonna put about 5 towels per bucket. What you're gonna do is once you have the towels, you're gonna dunk them in. So now my towels are in the water, right? Basically at this point, I'm gonna wanna add solution. So now here's where it is. This I would say is probably 3.5 gallons. So like the instructions say, you wanna add 1 ounce to 2 gallons. This is about almost 4, so I'm gonna put 2 ounces of product in this bucket, and that should give me enough product and enough lubricity. I can actually safely clean the paint. We're gonna come out and we're gonna do 2 ounces. Basically what I usually do is I prepare my wash buckets pretty much 5-10 minutes before I actually start washing. This smells amazing, by the way. This product smells really good. So now we gotta double check. It says 1 ounce of concentrate into a 3-gallon bucket. So for this one, we could probably get away with, you know, I would say 1.5 ounces. Obviously it's a little bit more, but I don't want to put 1 ounce in 3 gallons, and this is closer to 4, you know what I mean? So we're gonna put 1.5 ounces of this product, right? And then we're just gonna dump it in. Now this is a crazy pink color. Now as you can see, there is a difference. This with less solution just completely took over this bucket. So the last little piece of the puzzle real quickly is just going to be, once you're done wiping down the panels, you're going to want to dry them immediately. You're not going to leave everything on there. That's part of the deal here. I do have some like waffle weave drying type towels. I think they're called Pluffles or something from the rag company, and I even have a much softer, more absorbent one. I guess it's the bigger version. And I also have an Adams drying towel. So I use a combination of this. You can actually use a different microfiber, a dry one if you want, but I usually tend to stick with a waffle weave or an actual drying towel. I'll probably use this the most. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with our, okay, that's not the sprayer we want, neither is that one. Okay, that one's good. We're gonna start with our Optimum No Rinse just because this is the one we've had experience with. So we're gonna give it a shake, make sure everything's nice and tight. What I'm gonna do is basically soak down the fender and soak down the side of the hood that I'm working on. Now this is just gonna be like I mentioned, a pre-soak type thing. So basically what you're doing is you're just getting this on the panel so that you know it's lubricated. You know there's some product on it. You don't have to put a ton, but you just want to make sure you get a good coating on it. This is just like a barrier of me knowing I've got enough going on here. Also, it gets to start working on the dirt right now. Now, when you're doing the bottom parts, it's way dirtier down here. For sure, it's going to be dirtier. So what I usually tend to do is make sure that those areas get more spray than anything else. You can always refill this. Basically, like I should have mentioned, this is distilled water and product. I always use distilled water in these bottles. So what we're gonna do with these towels, these have been soaking for a while, we're gonna take our towel out. Now, as you can tell, this is drenched. So we're gonna fold it the way we want. Now we're gonna give this a squeeze. Now what we're gonna do is, see how it's not dripping wet, but if I did squeeze it, more water would come out? That's what we want. We want product in the towel, but we don't want it dripping down. We're gonna basically just leave that there so I can actually see what I'm doing. So we're gonna go to our panel. As you can see, we got our cameras facing everything. And what we're gonna do, like I did mention, is we're gonna fold this, usually into thirds, right? we're just going to take this, we're going to go through, and we're going to start, and we're just going to gently wipe one of the panels. Now as you can see, there is a line of dirt. So what I usually do is I move that line of dirt away and I clean it again. I go through, right? Now there's another line. This does take more towels. This does, you know, use more, I guess, waste, you could say. But to be honest with you, rather than scratching the shit out of my paint, what's a little extra laundry gonna do? You know, in my opinion, a little extra laundry is gonna do nothing. Now basically we're just gonna go through, right? Go here. You can see when it comes to like plastic stuff or anything along that line, you don't have to worry about doing too much. So now the paint has liquid on it, right? Now this towel, this is done. So what I'm usually gonna do is just keep them aside. That's done. So we're gonna take our drying towel, right? Now that we know this panel's clean, we're just gonna take this on here and we're just gonna rub it on. Make sure you don't go past the center line of where you were cleaning, right? We're gonna go through, right? Come through. Now this towel is very nice, right? And always, here's another good practice. You're always gonna wanna make sure you're checking your drying towel as you're drying the paint. If you see dirt and grime and dark spots on it, you didn't clean your panel good enough, you know? Nobody wants to deal with that. You're just gonna go through, and that's it. Now I don't know how good this is gonna pick up on this camera with the GoPro, but we can see on this, I'm gonna take this off. We're gonna go switching to the G7X. As you can see, this is still wet and dirty. Now this panel we just cleaned, it's perfect. There's nothing on it. Now as you can see, if we go further along, I don't know if you can actually see the dirt and grime. You can see spots, sorta. But either way, my paint is not a perfect example of what to look for with dirt. It is, you know, it is taken care of. My car is well maintained, kind of, sorta. You know, I always get people saying, oh, you know, you're doing a detail video on a clean car. Well, to me, this car wasn't clean. You know what I mean? To me, this car was actually filthy. So what would you like me to do? You know, go out and borrow some Joe Schmo stranger's car and be like, hey, can I wash your car for a video? Now, another technique I've heard is it's called a cup motion. So basically you're gonna take it and you're gonna start sliding, and as you're swooping it, you're gonna slowly move your hand up in a cup. So basically what's that gonna do? It's gonna, see how there's a little dirt line here? We're starting here now, okay? This is going to take the dirt and it's going to start, while you're moving it, you're kind of sort of using more of the towel. So you're not just taking a straight line and just going and digging into your paint. Okay, so you're basically going to go, right, and you're going to start swiping your hand up. So basically what that did is move the dirt from here to here. So now you've got like a 1-inch strip. I do recommend, if you're going to be doing rinseless washes and stuff, to get a knee pad. Now look at the dirt we're getting from the side of the panels, okay? Now you don't want to rub that back in. That's why when I see people when they're going like this, and on one whole panel, I'm like having a heart attack. I'm like, what are you doing? Now we have a clean side. And we're gonna swoop again. More dirt. Do not rub this shit into your paint, okay? Switch to the other, clean two sides. What is so difficult about this? You have a lot of towels. Buy a lot of towels. These towels are cheap. Would you not rather spend a little bit of money on some towels, have extra towels, do a little bit of laundry extra than you would have normally done to ensure that you're not digging and scratching into your paint, which would require paint correction? I don't know. To me, it just makes no sense. So basically, as you can tell, we are pulling up some shit. But we're pulling up the stuff. It's not staying in the paint. Okay? So basically, we're just going to take the drying towel. We're going to come in. We're just going to swipe down. Not a big deal. Now you don't want to put a lot of pressure. You're letting the actual drying towel work. That's the whole point. The drying towel has waffle weave. Now you want to make sure you don't accidentally grab, see, look, nothing. So that would have been the dirtiest part. You want to make sure you don't accidentally pick up some transfer from the next panel. Sometimes, and this has happened to me before and I got confused, when you're going through here, you're cleaning up to here. I usually try to overlap a little bit, but you can probably see that there's dirt right here. So when you're going through, you just want to make sure you're only wiping on the clean panel. So what I would typically do next in this situation is I would clean the top right here and then the roof. This way, in my opinion, you know, if there's any drip down that's going to come down to these panels, which we're going to clean last, I would rather it happen before, so when I'm cleaning it, it's done. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Wolfgang this go around, right? And we're going to basically, probably just going to do our back quarter panel here too. Because why not? So with our Wolfgang, just like with the Optimum, we're going to take out our towel, we're going to rinse it so that it's still some good product in there. Oh, this stuff smells so good. It's crazy. Like, it's actually crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy how good that stuff smells. Swipe here, up to there, and there's some grimies as well. So we're going to switch to the next side. Just cut through, we're going to cup. And we're just going to basically go through this whole section. I'm not going to bore you with, you know, the stupid details here. One thing I do want to say is it does feel, oddly enough, I don't know, I don't want to just go on record saying this, but it does feel weird. I kind of feel like I'm getting less drag and more lubricity with the Wolfgang. Oh boy, it's drying a little bit easier. You're kidding me. The cloth is going over the paint easier. Holy shit, guys. The paint feels slicker. The paint feels more slick. What? Are you serious right now? We just did basically this whole top section here, all the way down to this panel. As you can see, the panel's super reflective, looks really good. But the shock is when I was wiping everything, it felt more lubricated. It felt like things were gliding easier. Just the way the towel didn't drag. I don't want to touch the paint with my hand and do one of those noob things like, oh, look how slick it is, and then you fuck your paint up. You know, just to be honest with you, it felt like it was easier to use. It felt like I'm getting a different feeling. It's just a different feeling. The paint definitely feels slicker. The best way for you to be able to tell, in my opinion, is when you're drying the paint. Once you get that first good swipe and you have the liquid absorbed into the towel and you flip over to another dry part of the dry towel, you're going to go through it. And when you're wiping the paint dry, you'll feel whether or not you added slickness. You definitely can tell. You can feel. And this Wolfgang Rinseless feels like it was a little more slick than the Optimum No Rinse. Now, I'm thinking both of them have the same cleaning abilities. I'm thinking where this Wolfgang might have the edge is maybe more lubricity and maybe more slickness at the end. So it's maybe easier to wipe off because it's got the lubricity into it, and it's leaving something extra behind on the paint that maybe Optimum wasn't. And now I'm confused because I've been using this for a long time. But, you know, when I was doing Optimum on the last car, just as a test trial before I did this video, I didn't have any side-by-side comparison. Feeling the towel slide across the paint, now I feel like this might be slick times 2 compared to this. I don't know, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna rinse this towel out. So we're gonna take our spray bottle. We're gonna make sure we keep always shaking it, and then we're gonna go through and we're gonna just spray half of the roof. Is that that's a dead spider on my roof. That's cool. This is vinyl, so I'm not really super worried. I'd like to blast him off though. Get that spider off. Can we get him? Oh shit! He went flying off the car. Later, amigo. We're gonna just go through with our towel and we're gonna wipe everything off. It feels slick. It really does feel slick. I can't believe it. So honestly, just going through, everything feels much more slick. I'm gonna keep using that word because that word matters. That word matters a lot. We're gonna spray this And then we're just gonna go through. Just like before, simple. Again, always remember, section the cloth. We're gonna go through, I'm gonna wipe it. Coming in, done. We just got done wiping the panel down. We did the mirror as well. Basically, you're just gonna take a towel that's clean and you're just gonna go through like I did here, and you're just gonna wipe the window. You don't need to really do pre-detail sprays and stuff on that. It is what it is, it's clean. We're gonna go through on the paint. Now again, when you're drying a car, you don't wanna smush your hand into it. You're just letting the towel touch the wet areas. Pretty clean, right? So we just finished the side. Well, I did, but we are a team, everybody. So this side's done. Everything's clean, beautiful, delicious. Top's done. So basically, the next step would be to move on to the back. What I wanted to reiterate with one thing is something I don't know if I got across my point. This door was done in Wolfgang. This panel here, this fender, was done in Optimum. Now, when I rub my towel, this is a dry towel, it's super slick. The paints are dry on both sides, super slick. Well, as soon as I come here, there's drag. There is drag. I swear to God, it's not as slick on the Optimum side as it is on the Wolfgang side, which leads me to believe that this product, Wolfgang, will be safer for my paint. Wow. Now, this is not going to be a bash video against Optimum No Rinse. That product's been around. That product's proven itself. But seriously, dry towel test, bro. Super slick. Like, real slick. Very slick. I'm excited about it. Now, cleaning wise, both panels are super clean. There's no doubt about it. What the product left behind, there is a difference. There is something different about this product that is making it, in my opinion, better. So, mind blown. I'm actually going to do the whole trunk instead with Wolfgang, and then I'm going to probably do the other doors over there with Optimum. I'm not going to film any of this stuff because I feel like, what am I going to show you guys at this point? I'm going to show you me wiping the panel. I'm going to show you the same technique over and over again. You're going to see some cleaning. I might throw a shot in here or there showing it wiping and cleaning, because, you know, that shit's just magically delicious looking. This part is the one I was most concerned about because it's, you know, gunky. As you can see, I did spray here, and look at the difference. So what we're going to do is just get all of this nice and wet. This way, when we wipe it, we have lubricity. I always feel like the inside area here gets neglected. So what you want to do is take your cloth, just push it in that area, and slide it. You're gonna get gunk. Here's the part that scares me the most. So we're gonna take our clean towel, okay, and I'm gonna go half. I'm only gonna do half, and then I'm gonna switch. See how bad that is? So I'm gonna go to our clean side, and I'm gonna do the other half while I'm doing the swoop. And as you can see, we're in Gunk Village. So then I'm going to go through the other clean side, and what I'm going to do is give this another wipe, okay? But this time I'm going to go full on. You just want to dig in like Thanksgiving dinner. Okay, so basically we're on to the other side of the vehicle. So far what I did was this part right here, and I did that in Optimum Blue, you know. So we're going to go in, we're going to do the whole side of the roof. Alright everybody, so here's the conclusion that I've just arrived at. My camera's blurry, that's the conclusion. Son of a bitch. Alright, so the conclusion basically is that I'm not using Optimum No Rinse on the rest of this car. I did do this whole side here. Now as you can see, it looks good, it's clean. The thing that's bothering me is the slickness. I can't get over it. I just can't get over the difference in it. And I'm not gonna knock Optimum. It did a job that it was supposed to. It always did. I've been using it for a long time now, a couple years now, and I'm gonna be switching. I'm sorry to say. I'm gonna be using Wolfgang Uber full-time for my rinseless wash, strictly because, as I said, the slickness. When you're doing a cleaning like this, to me, lubricity is number one, the most important thing. I'm gonna say that word a million times. It's super, super important to me. And you know, lubricity during the wiping process and having that slickness after, where my dry towel is going over the paint, not feeling any drag, not feeling any restriction when I'm wiping my car down. To me, that means I'm not putting any scratches or micro marring or anything into the paint. Super, super, super important to me. And you know, this is why I listen to the comments section. I'm still gonna keep my Optimum because I have tons of it still. I have like a gallon left. I'll probably use it on my wife's car. But the Wolfgang is what's going to touch my paint from now on. It's just the way it is. Like I mentioned, if someone's taking this cloth and they're going through here and they're mashing the paint and they're doing S patterns because that's supposedly some kind of secret way to do things, and it's like a fucking rain dance for detailers or something, I don't like that shit. I see dirt on my paint. I'm gonna swipe. If I see that dirt come onto my towel, I know the towel did its job and I'm moving on to the next section. I'm not gonna damage my paint because I don't want to do a little bit of laundry. It's all going in one wash. What's the problem? What's the problem? You either have to adopt techniques that work for your situation, or prepare to polish your paint more often, prepare to have marks and marring and a paint that feels like, you know, you washed it with a Hershey bar. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm gonna finish washing this. That's pretty much it, everybody. Again, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed and you're new here, welcome. Please subscribe, stick around. You know, things like this happen all the time. I get proved wrong consistently. It is what it is. What I'm gonna do in a second, I'm just gonna show you what the, like a 50-50 right before I close this video, of what that tire shine gel looks like. And you know, maybe I'll do a video on that if you guys want. Have a good day. Get ready for the little tire shine. So this is real quick, Limitless Car Care Grip Gloss. I'm gonna be using this like UFO type thing. What I'm gonna do is just basically shake the product. I'm gonna spray it on to the applicator. I'm gonna do this maneuver, and I'm just gonna put it on. It's got a pleasant smell. Seems like it's going on pretty easy. And that's it. So we're gonna do, now obviously this product hasn't dried or any of that stuff, but you know, this is basically what we're working with here. This is a cleaned tire. It was cleaned, and I did also clean it extra with Auto Finesse citrus power. I actually like this. It's not too glossy, but it is glossy. You know what I mean? It's like a satin. Very nice. It's just, it's a nice look. If you want to see more about this, let me know. Again, please subscribe. Car's clean. Have a good day.